Hola, ¿qué tal? Bienvenidos a English Listening. Yo soy Javi y hoy Mike está buscando expertos. ¿Lo eres? ¿En qué lo eres? Bueno, pues de momento vamos a ver qué es lo que busca exactamente Mike y después regreso yo y os hago algunas preguntas. Mike, adelante.
Welcome back to English Listening. I'm Mike. Today we're going to talk about a game that I like to play called Find the Expert. Now, as some of you may know already, I am what you would call an entrepreneur. And I jokingly tell my friends that the word entrepreneur is French for unemployable. That's not true, but it's funny. Anyway, because I'm always trying to figure out ways to do things efficiently, I thought it would be great if I could find experts in different fields. Now, I have a friend that always says, everybody is a genius at something. And that's really what I'm trying to accomplish with this game called Find an Expert. I'm trying to find people who are experts at the most mundane things. For example, when you go into a computer store, if you ask a question about a motherboard or a graphics card or what type of monitor to get, you're likely going to find a number of experts that will be able to tell you all about the latest and greatest technology that is available. But have you ever thought about trying to go to a place like your local office supply store? Like in the United States, we have places called Office Max. And have you ever thought about going in there and asking what was the best type of pen that was available this year? That was a question that I actually had. I went into an Office Max and I went to the aisle where they have the pens, and I thought to myself, I shouldn't have to spend $100 to buy a good pen. I should be able to just find a quality writing pen for relatively cheap amount of money, or relatively inexpensively. So I actually asked one of the assistants and I said, can you tell me what the best pen for the buck is? And he looked at me and said, I know nothing about pens. I can point you at the expensive pens, the high-end pens, and they're in the $100 range. But realistically, I don't know anything about the quality of the pen. So I said, can you get me somebody else that I can talk to? And we went through the pantheon of store employees until I got to the manager. And it turned out that the manager was an expert on pens. And he basically pointed out that you don't have to spend a lot of money to get a pen that actually writes very smoothly. And so we finally concluded that the best set of pens for the dollar were actually called Zebra Z-Grip flight pens. And they sell for about $10 for 5, I think. But these pens, they just are so smooth, and they're very even with the ink. You know, sometimes when you're writing something out, you'll have parts where you're writing that the ink is actually very strong and then it weakens. These pens they're something to experience. Go out and buy some Z-Grip. They're Zebra Z-Grip flight pens. These are, I mean, $10 for 5 pens, and you'll find yourself writing in your journal or whatever you like to do. I like to actually write by hand instead of typing it out. There's something that is more tangible about it. So that was how I discovered this game called Find an Expert. It just makes me want to go out and find some other thing that's a mundane thing that I can find somebody who's an expert on. Maybe you have some ideas. What are you an expert in, for example? Is there some mundane thing that you are an expert in? Let me know in the comments.
Muy bien, pues vamos con las preguntas. ¿Cómo define Mike en tono de broma el término emprendedor? Segunda, ¿cuál es el concepto exactamente de lo que Mike denomina Find the Expert? Encuentra un experto. Y tercera y última, ¿en qué eres experto? Puede ser la cosa más mundana si quieres, pero en algo seguro que eres un gran conocedor. ¿Puedes ponerlo en los comentarios, por favor? Y bueno, pues estas son las preguntas, las respuestas están debajo de los vídeos, excepto en este caso la tercera, que no tiene respuesta correcta, sino que cada uno será experto en lo que sea. Bueno, recuerda que si te ha gustado el vídeo puedes marcar el pulgar hacia arriba, que te puedes suscribir a nuestro canal para estar al tanto de las nuevas publicaciones que vamos haciendo, y que en mycanjavi.com tienes disponibles todos los vídeos que hemos publicado, tienes también algunos materiales para el aprendizaje de idiomas y tenemos un espacio de blog personal, tanto Mike como yo mismo. Bueno, pues nos vemos en la próxima entrega. Gracias y hasta pronto.